Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebstyle.
I'm Charles Lewis, your Internet Marketing Specialist.
Hi, and thank you for tuning in to another fun-filled episode of the podcast, the aforementioned podcast. As always, there is a tip from the... Wait.
Yeah, like, you can't, this is huge. You can't just go through the normal. First off, check out our graphic, right?
Yeah.
Like, all of y'all who've been watching with us, Bill, shout out to you guys. Punch in the face to you for tuning in. Hit us up. Tell us what you think about it, you know.
New logo.
You see that. I told you 2 podcasts ago that we were rebranding, so check out the new logo. New website coming soon. This is podcast 200. This is a big day for us. This is a huge day for us. So check it out.
Very cool. Yeah, and if you're just listening to this podcast, go find it, listen to it, check it out. We look like we're in a mugshot, except it says eWebstyle 200th podcast over top, and there's actually... How often have you seen a mugshot with 2 people in it?
I know,
Maybe
right?
we should do that, like...
Backwood shot, yeah. Oh, you know, I could... Bam. We can get it in.
All right, our tip from our previous podcast, because we're not going to change the format of this podcast. It's just going so well. Our tip is physical establishments should create Foursquare specials to encourage user engagement.
Yeah, definitely. We were talking about social media, in particular Foursquare, a couple podcasts ago. And Foursquare is just one of those social media platforms that works extremely well for brick and mortar businesses, especially restaurants. You get the opportunity to get specials for people who check in, allow people to find you when they're in the area. And so if you're a restaurant, take advantage of Foursquare. Definitely. Dive into it, use it, and it'll work wonders for you. You can get over something. You need some more room.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the tiny white dude standing next to the SEO rapper. All right, remember, which I kind of am actually, so remember, we are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatchers, where our mantra is...
Don't be a douche.
If you can, tweet now, and what you should tweet with your tweetable tweeting device.
Hashtag SEO podcast. This is number 200, so do that with like a whole bunch of exclamation points at the end. Be sure to tag us in it at eWebstyle. That way we can link up and network and do all of our social media stuff.
As you're listening to our podcast, there are 2 things that you can do us a favor, 2 ways you can do us a favor. One of them has 3 steps. Go onto iTunes, create an account, write a review. If you write a review, especially in another country, make sure you send us an email, podcast@e-webstyle.com. Let us know about that review. We'll give you a little bit of love in the form of a punch in the face, uppercut, straight jab, haymaker. I don't even know what that is. Next, you could go onto our G Plus account and write us a review.
Yes.
G Plus has us all, the URLs all jacked up, long numbers, whatever, so we've made it much simpler. All you have to do is go to e-webstyle.com/
Google Plus or G Plus, and you can do your plus with the plus symbol or spell plus out. Either way you want to do it, we try to make it easy. So yeah, go there, leave us a review about, a couple things I want you to do when you get there. Leave us a review. Go ahead and +1 us while you're there, and put us in your circle.
Yeah.
And we'll do the same. We'll +1 you back and reciprocate that thing, so we can all get some love.
We will circle you.
Yeah, what he said.
Is that what it is? Do we circle you?
We'll put you in our circle.
Remember, we do have a referral program. The referral program works like this. You send us a client that we do SEO for, you get paid.
Yeah, it's plain and simple.
It's pretty simple. Hey, we've got a special edition of this podcast because, not only because it's our 200th podcast, because we actually have an algorithm cataclysm.
Yeah, some special. You should have saw the logo vibrating. That was kind of cool. Yeah, so an algo cataclysm. There's a new Panda update. Came out on July 18th, which was last week. Now, what was interesting about this one, they didn't give it a number. I was expecting the next one to be like Panda 4.2 or whatever it is. They just called it a new Panda update.
New Panda.
Yeah, but what was key, especially since we were just talking about Google Plus, what was key is that there were 2 major ranking signals that I located that were published in different places, and I'll post this online as well. Number 1, the new algorithm cataclysm, if you will, this new Panda update is really increasing the ranking for authoritative sites. So if you're in a site that has a major authority in your industry, in your niche, then you're likely to get ranked higher, which kind of ties into the second thing. They've also increased the signal strength for G Plus users. And so if you're on Google Plus, which is why we're encouraging you to interact us, then you will also get a higher ranking. What's interesting is that in order to become a higher authority, right, the author, keyword in authority, is you have to set all that up through Google Plus. And so definitely Google Plus, if you're not using it, you should be, because Google is making changes to for whoever using it, they're getting a higher ranking in the search. So go Google Plus, start using it.
And make sure, if you are using Google Plus already, make sure you're spending a little bit of time focusing on those things that help you set up your authorship and
Exactly.
and all those good things. We've got a couple reviews. I went onto our YouTube account. I haven't been there in a while, and found some comments. So I
Okay.
thought I would cover these.
YouTube, huh?
Yeah. Now you remember Adriana
Adriana
Langston, right?
Shout out to Adriana.
Yeah.
What's up?
Punch in the face.
Yeah,
Shout out.
punch in the
What is
face.
that? I don't know. No.
I know, kicking the shin, right? Yo, what is that, dude?
I don't know. Let's see. It says your computer cannot handle current quality. Don't show me that again. All right. So I enjoyed episode 160, save for some terrible advice you gave to the owner of a speed dating service. Women do not want to advertise, again emphasized, that they are using a speed dating service by checking in at events. They also don't want the speed dating service sharing those social media profiles with all the other attendees, especially the men at the event who made them feel uncomfortable. That's
probably right, though. You know,
Yeah.
appreciate that. I would say that block them, right? I still think there's value in checking in. I still think there's value in sharing your profiles. I mean, at the end of the day, you're speed dating. And so you're going to run into several people. So, I mean, if you check in or not, people know you're there. So I would suggest checking in and blocking people or refusing people who you don't want to be connected with.
Yeah, and I think that is really a personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can say 100% of women aren't comfortable sharing the fact that they're speed dating.
Yeah.
In fact, we know journalists write articles about that stuff fairly regularly, so they would certainly be interested in sharing that experience. So
Definitely.
I get it. That makes sense. Great. Thank you for bringing that up, Adriana.
Punch
in the face. Next is from Clayton Brown. It says, "Cool show."
Cool show.
Punch in the face.
Appreciate it. We know.
Yeah. Yeah, wait, it's the 200th episode, right? Hey, I actually pointed that.
I know, I saw that. That's actually kind of cool.
Jeff Turnbull.
do that. No,
His
it's not
comment
hard.
is
Check that out.
website analyses. Hey guys, many thanks for taking the time to check out my website and provide great constructive feedback and suggestions for improving the readability and user experience. So if you're wondering what he's talking about, you can actually have us do a website analysis of your website. All you need to do is go to our website, e-webstar.com, and you'll see a box there that says
Free website analysis.
website analysis. Fill that out.
Yeah, name. Now, do this. Be sure to include your website.
Yeah.
I mean, we get plenty of submissions, and people put name, email, and skip over website and submit it, and we don't have a website to review.
To review, yeah. He continues, lots of stuff for me to get on with. Thanks again. Keep up the great work. So that was about our SIVO website analysis. Thank you, Jeff Turnbull, punch in the face.
Yeah,
And
Jeff, hit us back up. Let us know what you implemented, how it worked. Track your results. You know, it'd be a good thing to kind of document what date and time you made those changes, and then, 30 days later, see what kind of results you get from that.
Yep. And finally, I saved the best for last. This is Marco Ramos. He says, OMG, Chris, I've been listening to you since 2010 and never saw the videos. I never knew your voice was so deep. Well, I guess he knew that. Your voice sounds like it should come from someone much larger than you. That's kind of cool. Your voice is deep for a little guy. LOL. Sorry, it's a compliment. Thanks for all the great info you guys share. I read an article just the other day, like the lower decibels your voice, the more income you make.
Really?
Like, literally.
So I need to start talking like this?
Yeah, so if you're young and you're out there, or if you're old and you're out there, just start working on your deep voice.
Yeah.
And just speak like that all the time.
And pay me more.
And pay me the commission that you should pay me, because I let you know that talking like this would get you
Make
fired.
you pay me more. Yeah. So we got some Twitter shout-outs if you want to get
All
to
right,
those
yeah,
before you get to the
absolutely,
news. Okay, so I want to punch in the face to DMI
said
Tony.
shout-outs
You heard that?
You tried to skip over it too. Good, nice try and skip. Yeah.
Man, I almost got it. Punch in the face to DMI Tony. He hit us up. He's check him out. He's at DMI Tony. He's actually an online marketer, And so he does a lot of stuff that we talk about. So punch in the face to you for tuning in. Another punch in the face to Samantha and Paul, right there at Media Beatles. So they actually link to us on their site and promote our podcast. So punch in the face to you guys. And the last one, Bloody Frizz, he's at VF Media 7. He's another marketer person who focuses on really mobile marketing. He tunes into the podcast. So punch in the face to you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Excellent. All right, we do have just a little bit of news. Samsung overtakes Apple as the most profitable phone maker. You thought that was cool?
The most profitable phone maker? Samsung. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I think they grew. They didn't separate out their phone divisions. Just in general, Samsung made like $5 billion. Literally made $5 billion, and Apple only made $4 billion.
Yeah. Well,
last quarter.
And now the thing that still gets me about that stat is that at the end of the day, Samsung made $5 billion on probably 1,000 different kind of phones.
Yep.
You know, Apple made one phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, now it's 4.
Now it's 4, but
3 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And the iPad and yeah. So no, it's definitely skewed because Samsung, you know, I think they sell toasters, right? And Apple
and washing machines.
There is no iToaster.
Not yet.
Not yet. It will be expensive. All right, this was also cool. And there was a big Motorola had an event. I think Google had an event. They released the new Nexus 7 tablet and 3 Motorola Droid phones, different sizes, so kind of similar to what the Galaxy S4 is doing. And finally, they released a Chromecast streaming video USB stick.
Yeah, I saw that.
See that? That looks kind of
I
cool.
wonder if it's going to compete with Apple TV.
I mean, the goal was clearly to go in that direction, right? And the limitation I saw, though, is when you're when you're using the Android device, there's only certain apps that can stream it, and you would think that actually should be set up so that the whole whatever's on your screen
shows on that screen.
That seems like a
little counterintuitive.
Yeah. So I'm sure they'll get it together, and that'll be part of the next Android. Who knows? It's probably in the next Android version. They just haven't turned it live yet because they want to
fix it.
Yeah. Well, and make sure that there's enough momentum for that particular device or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows about the interworkings of Google? Oh wait, we're supposed to.
Yeah. Well, we kind of do a little bit. A little bit.
Well, just their search division. We don't know much about their device division. All right, so that is the potatoes of the podcast. Now we're going to get to the moat. Oh wait, we better say meat.
Because somebody will be like, "Moat, I'm offended by moat." And I don't know what moat is.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, I found an article, favorite site, SEO Journal. Yeah, I'm comfortable saying that because I frequent the site. I like searchenginejournal.com. Found this article by Jason, the ultimate tactical 10-step guide for in-house SEO professionals. Thought this was pretty cool because it's a little different from an agency, right? We're an agency, and so we tend to deal with all sorts of industries from anything commercial to residential work to plumbing or doctors or lawyers. Meanwhile, if you're an in-house SEO person, then you focusing on just your industry. And so, here's some tips that I thought were pretty cool. Some were and we'll discuss them. So number one, he says, if you're an in-house SEO person, analyze your existing top keywords and begin tracking their rankings. This is something we do for every new client. We got to determine where you rank at first and how those keywords are doing. And unfortunately, it takes time to do that. You have to, actually determine what's ranking and then monitor it. And that way you can determine how that ranking is working for you. Now, how you determine that and how you monitor it is key. One of the things you can do is log into your GWT. What is GWT? Google Webmaster Tools. I like how they've improved it. You can go in and you can find all kind of information. But in regards to checking your top keywords, log into Google Webmaster Tools, go to traffic section, and you'll see your site, where it ranks for which keywords, which position you're in, how many clicks you got for that phrase. It's pretty cool. So go to Google Webmaster Tools to analyze your top keywords. Another thing you could do is go into analytics. Now, in order to see how these keywords are actually ranking, go into analytics, create some goals, right? And that way, once time passes, you can go back to analytics and see which keywords actually led to a specific goal conversion. And that way you can tell that, this set of key phrases is working and this set of key phrases is not, pretty much. And then, you know, rinse and repeat, basically. So number 2, which is Google Webmaster Tools, he put lots of cool things to do. I changed that to get familiar with it. As an SEO person, you know, understanding that bulk of search traffic comes from Google, it's going to be in your best interest to get familiar with Google Webmaster Tools. There's lots of information in there. Again, we talked about your rankings, but you can also go in to see how much traffic you're getting. You can see if you have any malware on your site. You can go in and see how many backlinks are coming to you. Or more importantly, you can disavow those links if you got links coming from places that you don't necessarily agree with. And so you can't do that unless you have Google Webmaster Tools set up. So get familiar with it. Number 3, identify and fix all on-site errors. Again, Webmaster Tools will show you your errors. It'll tell you how many pages have duplicate titles, for example, how many pages are missing meta information, or how many pages have dupe content. So review that report, and that way you can make those changes, and then of course resubmit. That way you can Google will know that these errors have been completed and fixed, and that way you can eventually increase your ranking.
That's by the way, that's really cool, because you used to have to pay other services
to go in and
software to run that type of analysis. So now you just
five and 6, he says build links, and I totally agree. Building links to your site is still extremely important. It deserves 3 points. But one of the cool things is how you build those links. So for number 4, let's say directories. In quotes, he put legit, and I totally agree.
Yeah.
Don't submit to any old directory, because frankly, after Penguin updates, most of those have no value anyway.
and could potentially hurt you.
Exactly. You want to submit to some legit directories. DMOS is still a good one. Yahoo directory is still a good one.
Yep.
You know, and submit to those, and make sure your information, here's a nugget for you, make sure the information that you submit to those is exactly identical to the information you use on your Google Local Plus setup.
Yeah, if you type suite 106 on Google Local Plus, make sure your Yelp account doesn't say number sign 106.
Yeah.
It says suite
106. Yeah, definitely make sure they're the same. So number 5 would be share the love with link partners. So share the link love with partner sites. And so what does that mean? That means if you provide a service, and let's say you are a dealer of a specific brand of product, whatever it is, share that link love with your manufacturers. Because likely you can get that link and then link back to them. Because 9 times out of 10, that manufacturer will be an authority. And to have a link coming to your site from them only helps you. So definitely do that. Another thing with link building, last but not least, is make sure you interlink in your pages. Plenty of cross links, easy navigation, things like that. That helps the website's usability. It helps the user experience, and at the end of the day, that's what Google wants to increase your ranking. So number 5, he put guest blogging. Guest blogging is one of those things that is really buzzing right now. It's always been a big deal, but I hear a lot more people talking about guest blogging these days. So take that with a grain of salt, right? You don't want to just throw out guest blogs everywhere, or you know, post this. The problem is people are regurgitating content. And so I'm writing a page of content, and then I submit it to 4 different people to guest blog it, which is kind of article spinning in reverse, if you will, which is just not a good practice. If you're going to guest blog, find you a credible blog to post on, because at the end of the day, your name is going there as the author.
Spend that time.
And you don't want your name as an author and your content to be on a site that doesn't have a good reputation, or doesn't have the value that you want from it. So if you're going to guest blog, spend the time to write good content, send it to one good authoritative blog, and then if you're going to do some other guest posting, write new content. Don't submit that same content.
And remember, the better the content is, the more likely you think that it's going to be effectively link bait. The higher site you want to put it on, right?
Yeah.
So if you write this really great articles are often, top 3 reasons to do SEO, top 3 reasons not to do SEO,
Yeah,
top 3
10-step guide, right?
10-step guide, that type of thing. If you've gone and done some research, and have a really nice article, spend at least as much time as you spend on the article, compiling all the information and writing it, on finding the best site to put it on.
Definitely want to do that. So number 7 and 8, will build external content. And I mean, I totally agree. I mean, we talk about off-page optimization a lot. And usually, these days, the more things you do off your site that kind of come back to your site ends up helping your site. And so spend some time building some external content. How do you do that? One good way to do that is participating in forums. There's a forum, the Warrior Forum, I still frequent every now and then. These are good places where your author will show, and you can post some relevant content to whatever subject matter it is, with a link back to your site, or back to whatever profile page that you have on that forum. And on your profile page, there's a link to your site. So post on those forums, especially if you can answer somebody's question. Then now not only have you added content, you've added relevant content that helps people. If that content helps people, they will vote it up, which in turn is a vote for you. So do that. Some other ways to build some external content or get some media exposure. A lot of times you see people on the news and they're these so-called experts about whatever industry they're in. It's not that hard to do that, really. And if you do that, usually those news stations will link back to you. They'll feature your article. They'll feature you more than once. That's a great way to really become that expert, to build that authority by building external content that comes back to your site.
I just did that this morning. I found an article. We've got a client who has a free online medical diagnosis software website, and I was just doing some research, and I found an article, free online medical diagnoses, which ones you should use, which ones you should trust. So I reached out to the author and let that author know that we actually have a much better product, docresponse.com, if you want to go try it. And it's much more thorough, and it's much more accurate than the ones that she had mentioned. So, and in it, I made sure to say the owner of the website is from here, is a board-certified doctor, and would be happy to interview you if you're so inclined
to do so. Definitely. Number 8, syndication. And this kind of goes 2 ways, right? If you have, let's say you're in the industry, let's say like sports or something, and you need updated content on a regular basis, but you don't have the time to necessarily create that content or research and then create it, syndicate it. There are plenty of sites out there that have great content that will allow you to import, let's say, a feed to your site where you can display that information. So take advantage of that. As long as you code it properly, then you'll get the credit. You identify them as the source, of course. Don't go site jacking or anything like that. But that'll work for you. Another form of syndication you can do is if you have pages full of content and it's pretty credible content, break that long page up into several other pages and allow people to click through those. What you'll find out is that those individual pages may begin to rank. So take advantage of that. Number 9, contests and giveaways. This is a great way to generate a lot of buzz. It's a great way to build fans and followers. A great way to let's say launch a new product.
Yeah.
Give it away free, give it away for a discount, things like that. We actually had a client who sold candles, and one of the things they did was offer a free candle with your order if you liked them on Facebook.
This is back when you could actually run a contest
on Facebook,
based on likes.
Yeah, can't do that now.
You can't do that now. And he had a weekly drawing for like a decent a $12 candle or something.
And so with them, it was a no-brainer. The cost for the candle for the company was minute, but the value to the client was huge. And so it was a win-win for all parties. So contests can work.
So it's a great example of really good use of social media, because Yankee Candle was their biggest competitor, or literally largest competitor, and Goose Creek Candle actually had more followers on Facebook than Yankee Candle.
Definitely. And number 10, last but not least, your schema markup. This is kind of more of an advanced deal, but this goes back to your on-page. Most of this was off-page stuff. On your on-page, code your content right. Schema markup is there to help the Google bot understand what this content is really about. And it doesn't necessarily need the schema markup. It can index, regular HTML, But if you mark it up correctly, then they'll index it better. They have a better idea of what you want to do and what the content is about. And more importantly, you tend to rank higher because you took that extra time to mark up your content correctly. So use schema markup. A lot of people don't know how. Shoot us an email. We'll help you out if you're willing to pay for it. And so that's it. The ultimate tactical 10-step guide for in-house SEO professionals. I will say this. This definitely works for somebody in-house, but most of these are things we do, period. Whatever industry you're in, these steps will definitely help get your site going in the right direction.
Absolutely. If you like any information that you got in this podcast, please follow us, harass us, stalk us, whatever it may be. Facebook.com/eWebstyle. Twitter.com/
eWebstyle.
YouTube.com/
eWebstyle.
And send us an email, podcast at
e-webstyle.com.
I mentioned Facebook.com/
eWebstyle
because we're going to post that article on that page. So if you want to look at that article, kind of read through the details, see how Charles went over it and kind of put his own spin on it, we'll make
go
that
check it out. I'll post it. Facebook, I'll tweet it as well. So.
And do we have any blank stare?
Do got blank stare.
All right.
Do got some blank stare. Yeah, that's pretty blank.
Yeah,
that was really blank. This and it was funny because we were just talking about Samsung and devices, right? This blank stare goes to Samsung. So Jay-Z released his 12th studio album, one of my favorite rapper, right? The Magna Carta, Holy Grail. And so he was brilliant in his marketing.
Right.
He set it up with Samsung
Again.
for the GS4. Yeah, again, right? With the GS4. So anybody who bought the GS4 automatically got the album.
Right.
The album came in the form of an app.
Right.
But the problem was it was going to be released at a certain time. So they had 20 million hits all try to download the app at the same time, and it crashed. And so nobody could get the music.
Ooh, wow.
I mean, this is Jay-Z,
Yeah,
Samsung.
like,
you had to know.
What do you think there were going to be like 100,000 people downloading the app?
No.
I mean,
you had to know that everybody was going to go get this app at the same time. So,
wow.
yeah, next time do better.
Great marketing. You know you're doing great marketing when your website goes down.
Exactly.
Well, that's not entirely true. All right, you have been listening. This is our 200th podcast.
200.
We're like little poppers.
Woo, I know. Might feel like
Fireworks.
dancing a little bit.
The page rank?
Yeah. It looks like the sprinkler.
So what's the difference between this? Oh,
Yeah, it's a little. There you go.
a
Yeah.
little more shoulder.
Yeah, a little bit less head.
All right. If you want to see us doing the page rank, you got to tune into podcast number 200, the video of podcast number 200. You have been listening and potentially watching the most popular SEO and internet marketing podcast in the known universe. That is because of all you. If you get a chance,
there.
please go on to iTunes, write a review. Go to our G Plus account, e-webstyle.com/
G plus
and
Google plus.
there you go. And write a review. We really appreciate that. Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burrows.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.
All right.